Hello, I'm back for day 7. I am beginning to think, I do this all the time, it's why my videos are so sporadic. I'll put them up and then I'll stop and I won't put any up for months. Because I'm beginning to think this might be really boring. Does everybody really want to see a video every day of me going through 7, 8, 9 things that I'm getting rid of? Today I've reminded myself I'm kind of doing it for me because for some reason the fact that I'm uploading this to YouTube means I don't cheat. Not that I'd cheat before. If I wasn't uploading it, I wouldn't cheat. I would just not bother. I'd stop. And there are other silly little things as well, which I'll sort of chat you through whilst I'm going through what I've got rid of. I've started to realise why, when I've watched these kind of challenges on YouTube in the past, people will count the most minute things. And I've often thought, oh, I don't know whether I'd have counted that. And now I understand why, because when you're trying to reach a certain figure, any little thing will do. So here's today's 7 items. And the first one, I'm sorry to say, I've already packaged it up, ready to go. I best not show you the label on the front, but this has been sold on Vinted. This was a top. And I uploaded this to Vinted and sold it ever so quickly. That was really sort of... what's the right word? It was good because I was beginning to think, oh, shall I just not bother with Vinted anymore? Because, you know, the stuff's hanging around the house and I want to get rid of it quickly. Shall I just get rid of it? And every time I do that, I have this battle in my mind of, oh, it's a bit of a waste of the money that I spent on it and I like it too much to just give it away. But it's stupid. I often upload things thinking if it doesn't sell, that's fine, I'll keep it. And then it sells and I'm kind of forced to get rid of it. And I think to myself, well, it's a good way of getting rid of stuff that I can't get rid of because it forces me to, basically. When you've sold something, you've got to honour it, haven't you? So that was one of those things. It was a top and I was going through stuff and I was thinking, well, I do like it. It does look nice on. I don't always reach for it, but when I do put it on, I think, oh yeah, I like this. And then I photographed it for Vinted and I was thinking, yeah, it is a nice top. But the fact that I put it on and it sold forced me that had to go. So, and because then I packaged it up ready to post. And I thought, oh, let's do my video because I can include that as one of the items. So that's one of the items. That's one. Number 2 is a reusable spray bottle for oil. This I bought because I thought it would be better than buying spray bottles of oil because they're disposable. And I thought, you know, I can refill that. But I don't use it. So that's going. Here's an example of what could be classed as 2 items, but I'm classing it as 1. A set of cards which we used for my daughter's baby shower, and I kept them in case we have another baby shower, but we're not going to have one for quite some time and it really doesn't matter. The fact that they're held together with a hair tie, I've known people count the hair tie when they're counting their stuff. That's been one of their items. This is just 1 item for me. I may come to regret that one day, but that's 1 item. So we are up to 3 with that. I've got a little face brush here, which I bought and never used. So the fact that it's new, I thought that's okay to pop it in the charity bag. What's that make us up to? 4. One of these things, which I don't think anyone uses anymore. You know, you used to plug them into your cigarette lighters, or they don't call them that anymore, but I'm old enough to remember when they were cigarette lighters, but now they're like a power source, aren't they, in your car? Yeah. Don't use that anymore, so that's number 5. Number 6, when I say about tiny little things, you see, a little bangle I found that is tiny. I can't remember who made it for me, and if the person who made it is watching or who bought me it, I'm sorry, but it doesn't fit my wrist. I suppose it would if I extended it, but I'm not a big bracelets person. I find them a bit irritating. So that's number 6, and then number 7 was difficult. I've got this mug. It's got Winston Churchill on and some little quotes of his. I brought this home because it was my dad's. My dad was a real fan of Winston Churchill, and so we'd often buy him Winston Churchill memorabilia for birthdays and Christmas and stuff. And my dad died. It's a year ago that he died, and I took this home thinking it would be something to remind me of him, and of course it does, but it's not a mug that I use or reach for. And our cupboard, when all the mugs are washed and clean and in the cupboard, we have 1 too many. And so I thought I'm going to get rid of at least 1 mug. And when I was going through them, it was a really difficult process with all of the mugs to decide which one to get rid of. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this because if I regret it, I know that there are more mugs at my mum's house, which used to be my dad's, so I could go and get another one. He had several. And I just took one, the one I thought I would use, but I don't use it. And it's that guilt thing, you know, somebody has died and I feel I should keep it because we miss my dad. But we have other things to remember him by. I wear this little silver fingerprint of his around my neck. And I don't have to have this mug to remember my dad. It's not like he used it. If it was the mug he used every day, you might think, oh, you know, oh, no, gosh, I remember my dad using that every day. No, it was just so kind of on his windowsill, actually. He didn't use it. Anyway, when I said to my husband, I think I'm going to get rid of that mug, and I explained to him the turmoil I was in, and he said, oh, I might take that to work and use it. So it means I'm getting rid of it. It's going to his workplace, but I feel a bit better about it because it is still being used, and my husband will remember my dad when he uses it. And what will happen is once it's out of my house, I'll completely forget about it, as we usually do with these items, which is, you know, what we need to remember when we're decluttering is most things you forget about them and you don't ever regret getting rid of them. But I'm sure that there'll be a day when I just happen to pop into my husband's work and I'll see his mug and I'll think, oh, that was my dad's mug. You've still got it. You're still using it. And that'll be a nice little thing. So that's going. That's number 7. And I wanted to talk about that because I wanted to explain to you the turmoil that we often go through when we're trying to get rid of things. We do all sorts of things in our minds to make us want to keep them. My dad's gone. He probably doesn't care less whether I keep this mug or not. I'm sure if he was still alive, he would say, you know, if there's something you want to remember me by, feel free to take it. But otherwise, don't worry. So I really shouldn't be battling with the mug. So it's going. Those are my 7 things for day 7. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those of you who've commented on my videos and for your little bit of advice. Had some great advice from someone who kind of said you don't have to necessarily do each day as it comes. You know, you might find, like, actually I've got a few more things here which I'm putting aside for day 8. But if I put them all together and found that there were 12 items, I could just cross off day 12. Some people do that. I thought that's a good idea, but I'm a bit more of a kind of linear person and I like to do things in chronological order. And so I will just put by the extra things and until I have collected enough for day 8. But thanks for the advice, and it's good to know that people are watching my videos and people are still out there following me after all these years and these many years of sporadic uploading one video every 6 months or so. So thank you for being there, and I will be back. I don't expect the algorithms will pick these videos up. I don't expect them to go wild. I'm not bothered. I am honestly not bothered. I am more doing it for me, really, because it's kind of keeping me on track. It has done for a week. Let's see if it can do for a whole month. Cheerio.